Alrighty, everybody. Notion here, back for another reaction to My Hero Academia Season 6. We are on episode 13. I'm getting caught up. Woo! So yeah. Maki is down. Endeavor is down. Deku is on his last legs. Shoto and Toya Todoroki are fighting. The other students that are at the battlefield are fending off the Nomu, while Best Jeanist keeps the rest of the league down. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Probably not much longer, because Shigaraki is awakening. And I think that's about it, actually. The other students are, as far as we know, still kind of out at the fucking compound there, where Makia came from, which is like miles away. And yeah, the others that were present in the city are doing evacuation stuff. So, yeah. We haven't really checked in on anybody else for a little bit, but, I mean, what is there to really check in on? The main fight is all right here with Deku and them. So yeah, let's see how shit gets more fucked in this episode, because we actually left off in not a bad place at the end of episode 12. I think it's about time for some stuff to go sideways. So yeah, let's switch over and get to it. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and play. I guess the war is over? Technically? Like, it seems to be. And, like, the heroes definitely didn't win. Hard to call it a loss. I mean, it seems like they're going to have captured most of the League members and Gigantomachia, and probably a bunch of the people from the PLF, or MLA, whichever one you want to call it, over at the villa. And, like, you know, they did manage to protect the people from around the hospital area, for the most part. But, like, Shigaraki's, well, All For One is getting away with Nomu. And he's also got Shigaraki's body, which is, like, you know, super strong, even if it's not as strong as his original. Or at least as strong as his original used to be, I should say. But, like, the fact that in the process of all of this, like, so many heroes have gotten hurt, possibly killed. It's a little bit unclear, but it certainly seems like some of them are, if not dead, then dying at the moment. And so, and even the ones that aren't dying, you know, a lot of them probably have permanent injuries now. Definitely Aizawa, you know, since he fucking lost a leg. Which honestly makes it a bit strange that he did that. Because, like, now that we know that Eri can reverse the effects of the drug. Because she succeeded with Mirio. And that happened before this all began. Like, so they knew that the quirk deleters weren't permanent. Like, Aizawa shouldn't have cut off his leg, because, like, he was at the end of his rope anyways. Cutting off the leg just sent him into shock and made it so that he couldn't stop Shigaraki. Like, why the fuck did he do that? Why did he not just take the L temporarily and then, you know, go to Eri and be like, hey, you know, reverse me, fix me, and it wouldn't have mattered. Like, I don't get his thought process there. I mean, I guess it was an emergency situation. Maybe he wasn't thinking clearly, but, like, yeah, it now seems like he sacrificed his leg for nothing. But whatever. It was cool. It was badass, anyways. I'll give him that. But yeah, everything's fucked. Like, there's so many of the heroes are now needing to recover, and they're not really going to be available for what comes next. Which, I know something of what comes next. I know that, I mean, it should be pretty obvious, but, like, the actual All for One is still in jail. I don't know if his full consciousness has transferred over to Shigaraki, or if it's just, like, a copy of himself. But either way, the original is still in jail, and that is something that needs to be rectified, obviously. Can't just leave him there to rot. So, also, you know, Kurogiri and, oh no. Ow. Sneeze. Hurt. But yeah, there's a lot of valuable allies for the villains still locked up in prison. So, the heroes have, I don't know, maybe 24 hours at best to recover and get organized to defend the prison. I mean, that's what I would estimate. I mean, maybe it'll be longer. Maybe, God, what should we call him? He's not fully it's Shigaraki's body, but it's All for One's consciousness, so what do we call him? I don't know. Either way, the new king, we'll call him that, has to take some time to repair his body. So maybe it'll be longer than 24 hours, but, like, I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like he should, you know, strike while the iron's hot, so to speak, and, you know, go to the prison at a time when there are no heroes to call for backup. Yeah. Either that or just attack UA directly, actually. Like, that would also be an option for him to do. Just attack UA directly, wipe out UA, so that way things are even more fucked, and the public is even more just upset. Then go to Tartarus. But, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened this episode, isn't it? All for One fully took over Shigaraki's body. I mean, I guess everything the Compress did happen this episode, didn't it? But, like, what did he even do? He got them free, I guess, but, like, I have to wonder about the way that he did it. And also, yeah, just, I'm kind of glossing over it, but, like, they took an entire scene from, well, like, technically 2 entire scenes from the manga that should have happened in Season 5 before we got to the actual Daika City incident. They took 2 entire scenes from the manga, that would have been right in that part of the timeline. And they shoved them into this season at a point in time where it barely makes any sense, because those scenes were all about Spinner, but we were supposed to be focusing on Compress. It's so weird. It's such a weird decision. I don't know why they did it like that. Like, I just... my brain cannot fathom it. Even if it was like a time thing, like there wasn't time in any individual episode to put those scenes in. Like, just they could have taken the earlier arc of season 5 and just like scrunched it up a little bit more, so that way it didn't take up as much time, and then had one more episode for the fucking League of Villains stuff. I don't understand why they did it like this. It's so fucking weird. I mean, I'm glad that those scenes did actually get animated and did get put into the series at some point. I'm just like blown. Words fail me in terms of how I feel about this, just because it's so fucked, so fucking stupid. Why did they do it like this? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess Compress got to be a badass a little bit. He's kind of bleeding out at this point because for some reason he couldn't, put himself into a marble fully and then break out. I swear he's done that before. Right? Like, he turned his entire self into a marble and then just, like, came out of it, right? He has done that? I'm not making that up? It's not like a Mandela effect thing? I mean, it might be, but, like, I don't feel like it is. So I don't know why he gouged himself like that. It's just so fucking weird. Either way, the performance, so to speak, of Compress was disappointing. And now the members of the League are just kind of left alone. I have to wonder about that. Like, how are they going to react to that? I feel like Dabi won't give a shit. Dabi did what he wanted. Skeptic? I feel like Skeptic will be pissed. Because Shigaraki, as head of the Paranormal Liberation Front, or whatever it's called, like, he's not supposed to do this kind of shit, He's supposed to be loyal to the organization and whatnot, but I mean, it's not Shigaraki in control right now, so I don't know. Toga, she's still not there. She's off doing her own thing, so who knows how she'll feel. Spinner obviously is pissed, but we'll see where that goes. Yeah, I don't know. This whole situation's kind of fucked. It is kind of fucked up though that he would leave Makia. Maybe it's just because he knows that nothing can actually hurt Makia, and that the only place for them to take Makia is to Tartarus, which is where he's going to eventually go to break everybody out. So, like, yeah, I guess that's his thought process. Just like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you guys are left behind and get captured now, because, like, in the long run, you'll all be set free. But I don't know. And the stuff with Mirio also brings up another question that I know people have thought about. It. They have to have. Could Eri reverse All Might into the state where he not only had his quirk, but he was also, like, full power? Like, could she do that? She can turn people into fucking, like, embryos, so, like, I don't see why she couldn't do that. I mean, maybe she wouldn't be able to give him his quirk back, but, like, I feel like she could at least get him to the point where he's young and uninjured. So, there's that. I don't know. it's one of those things, you know, you introduce somebody like Eri with an honestly very OP quirk. It just raises a lot of questions. You know? It's kind of like I had an idea for a story. I don't know if I'll ever write it or anything, but it's just like, you know, in an alternate future where everything goes to shit, even worse, because like Deku died or something, the future version of Eri uses her quirk to like rewind herself through time, and she ends up in the past, but her quirk gets like majorly burnt out, so she can't really do anything with it. But now she has to like fix the timeline or whatever before a date, like an X-Men Days of Future Past style snapback kind of thing happens. So she's on a time limit too. I don't know if that's actually anything. I just thought it was a cool idea. Holy shit, that's loud. People are out on motorcycles again? The fuck temperature is it outside? Is it like 60? I don't know. Either way, this episode. Yeah. I mean, that's about it. You know, the war's over. That's it. The war's over. The heroes did not win. All for One / Shigaraki is getting away, and nobody is available to stop him. Everybody's either injured or dead or unconscious. So yeah, nothing to it beyond that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go now. The way it ended, I guarantee you there's a new opening next episode. But I mean, story-wise, I don't know. I don't know. Especially because, yeah, the things that I thought were going to happen in this part of the season, the things that I was afraid of, have not actually come to pass. Even though there has been at least a couple of opportunities for it to happen. I mean, one of them still might happen, but, like, the other one that I was really afraid of, I don't know. I don't know how that could happen at this point in time. Maybe it'll have something to do with all the League members getting left behind. I don't know. I don't know. Something's off about this whole thing. And that's just how I feel. Well, yeah. That's going to be it for this one. I don't really know where else it's going to go, but we'll find out next time. Until then, bye-bye. Yeah.